Hey folks, how are you? Phillip Davis, Ancestry Lands. AncestryLands.com, folks. Like and share, like and share. Share this everywhere. You could be anywhere, but you're here with me, and I thank you for it. Happy Friday, folks. Enjoy your weekend. Don't forget my book, Getting Dollars from Dirt, is on Amazon. A Beginner's Guide to Vacant Land Investing. I am overworked right now, and I'm going to talk a little bit about, do you do what you need to do? Do you do what you need to do to get the job done, right? Most people, especially people I work with, you have a job, okay? 9 to 5, 12-hour shift, whatever. You work the job to get the job done, all right? But most people invest in complaining. They invest in the complaint. And the one thing you'll notice about the people who invest in complaining is that their whole demeanor will change. Their whole way of looking, their face, you'll see them. They just are centered in negativity. I get great value in getting work done. I look frustrated while I'm doing the work because I'm busy. My mind is on accomplishing the task at hand. It's something I tell my kids all the time: finish the task at hand. And what I mean by when I tell my kids that is to focus on what is in front of you. Focus on what you have to get done in front of you. Get that done, and then you can get to the next thing. And if you concentrate on doing that and you're efficient and accurate at your efficiency, then you should be able to get things done more quickly as time goes on. And a lot of people, they are more invested in the workload than they are getting the work done. I look at a mountain and say, okay, I need to start climbing. I'll eventually get to the top, but the first thing I got to do is start. And you got a lot of people who just don't live by that. They're stuck at, how high is the mountain? Oh, it's going to be cold that night. I look at my journey, I think of what I got to do to prepare, and I start putting foot and butt cheek to work. And what I'm doing is getting it done. And you got people around you that you have to protect yourself from. You got to do more than just be able to bounce off and avoid. You got to be able to insulate yourself with a suit of armor inside. That you don't want to be an exoskeleton. That's what a lot of people do. I do not like that mentality, that mantra, because again, an exoskeleton is like Tony Stark's Iron Man suit, right? When he gears up, the outside is the hard part, right? But with enough pressure, you can squish the inside, kind of like an ant, right? When you squish an ant, and I'm not advocating for going around and doing this, but when you squish an ant, you hear the crunch, right? And all the juice comes out. That's because the hard part is on the outside. But if you build yourself more like a Wolverine, and that's not a great reference, but everybody knows about Wolverine and the Deadpool vs. Wolverine movie coming up, so everybody can be able to understand. When you push that weight down on him, he's got all that adamantium inside that he doesn't get crushed the same way an ant would. The same way when you damage the outside of the armor for Tony Stark, what you have is the flesh and bone, this soft tissue here. Yeah, I got chest muscles here. Brother's been working out. You damage that this tissue is exposed underneath. And then he's the most vulnerable. You have to develop a inner shield for people like that, because again, while you are bouncing off negative energy, supposedly, or doing your best of saying that you're not, you still are being affected by the permeation or permutation of that energy lingering in the environment. No one person is resistant, completely resistant to the poison that is negativity in your work environment, home environment, or anywhere else. Because a lot of times when you got to interact with a person like that, your body's already tensing up. I had that same feeling earlier, man. I walked past a person and already my body's like just shooting shocks and alert systems down. It's like I have a spidey sense. that's just going off telling me that I'm walking by a person that, you know, at any moment is looking to attack. Not physically, but just, you know, there's a spiritual or emotional assault that's going to happen. You know, and life tends to give you that. Well, you ever notice when you're having a bad day, it's like you just don't have one bad thing happening. You either get in an argument with somebody you're close with, then you got problems at work, then it's like your paycheck, and it's like all these little minor inconveniences that trickle up to a big aggravating moment. You know, when it's one thing that's going wrong, you could tend to kind of deal with it, but really, honestly, it always comes from like multiple places all at once. And eventually what that does is that, and I think life does that purposefully, because what it does is it chips at your armor, this outer protection. And what do? You go home aggravated. You go home and snap on your kids, snap on your wife. And it's hard to keep that energy positive inside because you've just been beat up all day with the negativity. And the reason why I always talk about having an inner armor is because when you develop that inner armor, what you're able to do is bring that out inside. Bring it out from the inside, and now you can stay positive. It's like a tree. Your roots are firmly planted. So even though a tree may lose some branches, lose some leaves, a tree can always regrow. It can regrow back what has been lost, but if it loses the root, no more tree. And that's where you got to be, because the part that matters most to the tree is what's deep down inside in the ground. And yeah, even a cut tree will still be a stump for a longer time than, I guess, a longer time than if you take out the root of the tree. It will die off and wither away and no time flat. So you got to be careful with that with people, man. And a lot of times it's because people are looking around and they're seeing you emanate the aura of happiness, the aura of production. Now, again, I'm an entrepreneur, but I do walk around and meet people who I thought one day everything was cool, and another day and then it wasn't, you know? You meet people that are jealous of you for different reasons, or they look at things and go, nah, I got a problem with it. You know, this is what I call situationally angry people. You know, they're not really angered initially, but then later on they find a way to be angry. I always am of the assumption that if I don't initially get angry about it and I have a problem later, I tend to think about what was my actual problem and why was that not my initial response. You know? And some things bother me, and like I told one of my, leads there, is that the reason why people are mad at you is because they see you're going somewhere. The reason why people are jealous of you is because they see you're going somewhere. And I'm not talking about jealous of you that they're jealous of you because you think you look good or something like that, something, minimal. I'm talking about people who see you're going places above their station. You're going to climb heights that they cannot climb. You're going to be able to achieve success on a greater level because their failure of a story is already written. And the only thing they can do while you're climbing up is grab at your ankles and pull you down or slow your progress. And you got to be aware of that at all times. You got to be conscientious of the people around you and learn their base functionality. Are you dealing with a person that is, kind of miserable, unhappy? Like, I'm unhappy at times, but I can compartmentalize that into, hey, I'm mad about something going on at home. When I see someone, I'm able to smile. How you doing? How's your day going? I don't let that overwhelm me to the point that if somebody does something at work, I'm now using that as an avenue to lash out. And that's a skill and an art in itself. Having a bad day at work, and then, I actually had to take a video down. Be it as so, I'm filming my daughter's game, and I get a call from the Little League in my son's game. You would think being sponsored on a team, trying to promote things like that, and they're saying, hey, can you take that video down? Parents have problems with it. And again, it's not because I'm filming my kid. I'm filming their game, which my parents have done plenty of time. And I'm filming it because my daughter's in the game, and I'm being a part of my daughter's game. And I can understand from the parent side, but you have sometimes when I'm filming myself as an announcer, kids jump into the video. They come up there, they get in, they see the camera going, and kids just stare at a camera when you're filming. They look over, peek in, and now the parents see their kid on the video, and it's like, but your kid came into my space. But again, my goal is not filming my kid because my son is up there, he's filming with me. But a lot of times people aren't aware that I'm filming something, and I don't want to be rude. I'm like, hey, yeah, you could come. And I always make sure I ask people, hey, you're okay with, being filmed? And the kid says, hey, okay, yeah. I know that's not necessarily the same thing, but the point is that, I'm making the content to promote what I'm doing, and, my daughter being in a game or my son being in a game. And, because other people are jumping in the way, it interferes with my ability to put my own content out. And it's not like I'm walking around filming kids play and I don't have a child in the game. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing the filming. And they called me and said, hey, can you take the video down? I said, yeah, no problem, man. I took it down right away. They said, thanks for that. No problems. It's a little tricky. And I get it. It wasn't to create any, kind of discord with the parents. But at the same time, hey, my daughter's playing. I want to film the whole game because she's playing in the outfield, and the batter's up, she's making a play. I want to film the play. That's the purpose of filming that. So, parents get wigged out, and I guess because the channel has a high success. I did meet a parent. I'm pretty sure I know where it came from because I met somebody who's also interested in the podcast world. And, I tried to help out because they were interested and say, hey, yeah, you can do this. And next thing I know, I'm getting a call about, a video being up there. Video's been up for weeks now. And all of a sudden now I get a call right after I meet somebody. So I knew exactly where that lies in. And now all of a sudden there's a problem because the views are doing great on there because the channel members are following the journey of my children. And again, I was up there minding my own business. I didn't ask any kids to come and be in it. They happened to ask, hey, can you sit here and watch you broadcast? And I'm doing my own broadcast and kids coming away, But again, I understand where the parents are coming from. I didn't push any pushback. But I wasn't going to let that bring me down because, again, I'm making content and the views are there. It doesn't matter where you're trying to stop me at. And maybe the parent just had a problem with it. Because kids sometimes they give away information they shouldn't. They're not media trained. And that's on the parents to make sure that they teach their kids that. I teach my kids that too. You don't say where you go to school. You don't say this. You don't say that. I mean, you live in an area, you live in an area. That's just what it is. So you're not going to be able to change that just because, you're talking. I live in an area. I'm going to talk about the area I live in.
You have an incoming.
Of course. So I live in that area. I'm going to talk about it. You know what I mean? Sorry for that. I get a phone call on the way home. So, you can't let that just bog you down. What do? You get back and you get at it. Next thing, this video. Okay, those videos are off. The views are there. Views are going to be counted. Time to move on. When you're a content creator, you're going to have to deal with sometimes people having a problem with your content. Some people are not going to be able to put certain content out, even though you might think it highlights you the best. I thought those are great videos, and I got to take them down. The 4K views, a lot of thumbs up, a lot of likes, couple hundred likes, and you got to take it down, and you keep it moving. It's one of the things that I said to the, boys team that I coach. Next play. You make a mistake, next play. Focus on the next play. Okay? That's not working, next play. But again, you got some people that are just like, man, they're gonna chew on that bone and complain and stay negative about something, and they're gonna be stuck in the complaints. They're gonna stay complaining. They're gonna talk about the mountain of work. Look at all the work I had to do on that. Hey man, you just keep it moving, man. And when you do that in life enough, things start to bounce off of you because your inner goal, you got an inner drive. There's something driving you towards something greater, which is why your inspiration needs to not be yourself. Excuse me. And I too now have to operate and navigate the challenge of filming my kids in their interaction on sports team and trying to make sure I can isolate that content to promote my child. And it's fun. It's a learning. It's something you learn. You know, and it's great when you're not creating problems about stuff. People are so much nicer and easygoing. They'll actually go to bat for you and hey, no, you dropped it down, no problem. Told her, hey, it's down, no time flat, things like that. But again, I'm on the next play, man. I'm already on the next video. That was 4 weeks ago. They're complaining about it. I've already got the content, already got the film and everything I need. Already got my views for it, everything else like that. So taking it down now don't hurt me. It doesn't. But again, like I said, are you focused on getting the job done? Things are in front of you. You got work to do. You got a project to do. I got in a situation with my son. He's got a project due May 20th, right? When he got it, was almost a month worth of time ahead. So he has a day off and he's supposed to work on it. Told him work on it. Did he work on it? No. His mom took him to a play place to go do that, but he had specific instructions to start working on it. And you know what people do? They tend to procrastinate to the day before, and now it's time to get it all done. It's just like our government, right? We always get to the government shutdown until a deal is struck, always at the last hour. Instead of chipping away at it little bit by little bit and getting a little bit done, you know what they do? They wait. Now, I'm going to enjoy myself today instead of working little bit by little bit till I eventually get it done. A lot of people, I don't feel like doing that right now. Again, I want to be in the complaining mode. And complaining is not always verbalizing. You know, again, you got work to do. The difference between my look when I'm in my task is I have a look of determination and focus. I look irritated, and people confuse irritation because they don't understand irritation from concentration. When you're focused and you're getting stuff done, I'm concentrating. I'm in work mode. And you got people in attitude mode at work where they're supposed to be working. It's like they want to get paid to actually be at home, but they want to have a job. I don't understand it. I got people that work for me that complain about their struggles getting paid for me to do a job that I'm paying them to do. They're telling me about the struggles, and I'm paying them of how hard it is for them to do what they're doing, even though they're being paid for it. I tell you, man, it's a crazy world we live in. Because again, you're complaining about how hard it is your job, but you're being paid for it. Do you know how hard it was to get the income to be able to pay you? But people think that's a given. You got to make a profit in order to pay people, or unless, if not, you're running a debt-based business. I know businesses love to take on debt, but if anything I've seen debt do, I haven't seen debt build things up. I've seen debt bring things down in this country. We're in so much debt. If you're looking at the reason why your food's going up, well, look at the debt. That's all you got to look to. Because again, if the government wasn't in debt, they wouldn't be so inclined to raise interest rates up or lower interest rates, right? Because you raise interest rates up or lower interest rates up, it always affects how the price comes out to things. And now we're in a point where you raise interest rates up and prices are still going up. So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's what I'm saying. Give yourself inner armor. And then create a layer on the outside so you're fully insulated. But again, we're all human. No one's 100%. But you get yourself that inner armor because, again, even if you're... And the reason why I say inner armor is this, all right? Iron Man's suit still gets chipped. Yeah, it protects him from injuries that could hurt the inside. But the outside still gets damaged. You can still see where he took a missile, grenade, or whatever else, you know, whatever kind of chipping or crushing, you can still see the damage that's done on the armor. And if the damage is deep enough on the outside, it actually changes his comfortability on the inside. Follow me now. I'm going somewhere with this. I'm hitting it right now. You're getting it. So again, having that outer shell, I'm going to have stuff bounce off of me. No, you got to be able to have that inner armor. Because again, when people hit you, they think they're damaging you on the outside, just like with that other armor, but your inside's protected. The damage is only surface deep, skin deep, like a flesh wound. There's a difference when you actually get shot and it goes inside and does damage than it does when it just scrapes by the skin. Yeah, you'll bleed, but it's not as bad. And I ain't never been shot, but again, you know, I'm not advocating violence, and I'm not advocating people find out. If you're that stupid enough to take that as advice to do it, then you shouldn't be watching this video, because it's not for your mindset. This is a metaphor. So I say that again, you have to make sure that you have your inner armor on. And again, it's so that way, yeah, you're going to get penetration, pause, any which way from any shot, any damage. You're going to get some force that's going to hit the top parts of your skin. But at the same time, the part that matters, your soul, your inner being, your spirit, your will to progress, be determined, not be worn down by the weight of failure of others. That's not going to be your issue across the bear. That's an easy thing to regain back. When I come in and see my children, I've got smiles on my face. Yeah, I'm worn out, but how you guys doing? Give me a second. I'll be right with you. I'm back on the floor playing with the baby. Holding them up, and you wouldn't know a worries in the world. My wife, she sees I have a hard day, but she doesn't see me worried, frustrated, ready to punch somebody at home because I couldn't punch somebody at work. And that's because you keep your inside precious. What's precious to you, you keep that close to the heart, and you keep your inner armor protecting the things that are your inner peace. Protecting your inner spirit, your determination, and all these things come from the inside. Determination comes from within. Inspiration comes from within. Your soul, your spirit is within. And you have an inner armor to protect what is within. The core part of you, which people look to disfigure, dysmorph. You got people walking around here not happy with who they are because it's who they are on the inside. That's the problem. Because they didn't develop an inner armor. Where, how, why, I'm not going to get into that. But again, our job as parents, as leaders, mentors, is to give people an inner armor. And I'm going to say this to all the people who are listening. What you've got to do is protect your inner you. I read this in a fortune cookie one day. Not that I'm giving fortune cookie wisdom, but man, it was so profound. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent first. Now that was real when I read that one. Never forgotten it. And it's been well over 10 years since I've read that fortune cookie. It said, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent first. So if you do not believe it, inside, not outside, I don't want to hear all of that bad, I'm a boss, blah, 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 blah stuff. I'm talking about inside, you know your value, you know your worth. Then no one can tell you you're worth anything less. It's called self-esteem, like Cat Williams said. Self-esteem. It's how you feel about you. But again, how you feel about you should be reflective into the world outside by the people that perceive you. People should be able to perceive your value the same way you perceive yourself and that form of esteem that you have for yourself. And you got to sometimes take a hard look and say, where can I improve? Think about that for a minute. I'm going to keep it short to that one, man, because it's Friday. I want you to enjoy your Friday, man. I don't want to keep you too much listening to me. But think about that, though. Get things done and get them out the way. You got a task, get it done and get it out the way. Get the things off your plate. Stop spinning plates. Lessen your plates. Everybody's worried about how many plates I can spend. I got 9, 10, 12 businesses. Good for you. How many businesses are you working in versus working on? Get things out of the way and get things done. That's it for me today, folks. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend, all right? Ancestry Lands, ancestrylands.com is where you can go and find your properties. Thank you for watching. Like, share, comment. Like and share, share this everywhere. Don't forget my book is on Amazon, Getting Dollars from Dirt, A Beginner's Guide to Vacant Land Investing. Links below, links to my websites below. A link to the book is below. Less than $20, folks. My book's less than a pizza, but it's more valuable than a whole pizza parlor. All right? Phil Davis, remember, own property or you'll be owned as property. I'm out. Peace.
Are you confused with today's real estate market? With high interest rates and overpriced housing, it can be hard to find something to own at the right price. Available on Amazon, Getting Dollars from Dirt by author Phillip H. Davis is a game-changing book that invites you to embark on a thrilling exploration of this often overlooked asset class. This book is your roadmap to unlocking the secrets of vacant land investment. Inside these pages, you will uncover the transformative power of vacant land as a wealth-building tool. Discover how to spot promising properties, assess their true value, and capitalize on market trends. From understanding zoning and permits to leveraging financing strategies, you'll gain the knowledge and confidence to make savvy investment decisions. With each page you turn, you'll gain a deeper understanding of the profound impact your investments can have on the world around you. Getting Dollars from Dirt is not just a guidebook, it's a call to action. Whether you're a seasoned investor or a curious novice, this book will empower you to tap into the immense potential of vacant land and embark on a journey toward financial freedom and a brighter future.